Recently, truck drivers, especially those driving fuel tankers, protested against what they called unfair COVID-19 restrictions and decided to park their vehicles at the different borders. Their protest has, however, impacted the country heavily after fuel prices skyrocketed while other petrol stations ran out of fuel. A quick drive in most parts of Kampala shows that most fuel stations are selling fuel, especially petrol, between 5,000 shillings to 10,000 shillings. Issa Sechito, the spokesperson of Kampala City Traders Association, says traders have felt the pinch, especially those transporting goods from upcountry.
In the prices internationally or any other reason, the forces of demand and supply, where there is little supply, the demand raising is only a supplementary factor for oligopolists. So the increments that you are seeing around are hard felt, have pressed hard business because of the perception. Even the tax operators who bring people to work, even the buses, everybody talks about fuel. Whether it has a direct connection to the transportation mode that one is using or it is indirect, they will all charge highly whatever the moment one has a connection with the transportation.
He adds that government should put a provision in the Petroleum Act or law to regulate the prices.
This is not an ordinary good like you got to go and buy shoes in a shop. This is the core of the economy to a landlocked country like Uganda. So as we have an electricity law, electricity act, as we have ways of operating water procedures, fuel should also have a guiding law, and which is already there, the electricity act, the Petroleum Act. They should see that they don't so much intervene in the pricing, but there should be a limit on excessive hikes.
Uganda being a free market economy, prices are determined by the law of demand and supply, and for many, government has little control over that. Francis Chisirinya, the Deputy Executive Director of Private Sector Foundation Uganda, says Uganda must diversify its ports to avoid such a crisis.
So going forward, as a country, as we move and look at other ways of transporting the fuel that is on trains, we should also look at diversifying and building the Dar es Salaam route so that we are able to have an alternative.
He adds that in the long run, this will affect the economy and other factors of production.
This is going to affect the recovery of the businesses themselves because of the increased cost, but it will also lead to, it might impact the speed at which the entire economy can actually recover from the impact of COVID. So a shock like this is really not needed at this point in time.
At the moment, government is still devising ways to address this ever-growing challenge. Eve Masawi, CTV, PM Edition.